Good morning, everybody. Excuse my hair. Took a shower yesterday, didn't really blow dry it, so yesterday evening, actually. All right, so yeah, I had a very interesting weekend. I figured I'd tell you, I did a total social experiment, um, body experiment with, uh, yeah, with adapting to a new environment. Okay, so I remember a long time ago when I first started experimenting in the jelly juice, we all started not experimenting, but yeah, I mean, in the holistic world. And I would say that um, cigarettes won't kill you, but cancer will. So, I knew a long time ago that cigarettes weren't the reason why people die. Um, and even alcohol isn't the reason why people die. It's the fact they have a very imbalanced biochemistry to where they are not able to adapt to new environments. Now, alcohol and cigarettes are like drugs. They can be abused, yes. Um, if you have a craving, a penchant, an addiction to alcohol and cigarettes where it's an ongoing thing, whether it's every weekend or if it's like every day, where that's all you're doing is your crowd of people are all they're doing is smoking and drinking, well, you really have to balance your body so correctly that it's able to handle that kind of lifestyle. Okay. And so anyway, so in the beginning, so when I first started doing the J juice, I was like, okay, no more alcohol, no more cigarettes, no nothing. Um, so I was smoking cigarettes back in like 2016, and before that, on and off. I wasn't a heavy smoker, but I was like more of a stress smoker. And I think back, in my early teen years, I smoked maybe like Newport, and then it was just intermittently when life was stressful, I would smoke cigarettes. So, and then I would quit for like a few years and not have that lifestyle. And then sometimes some other lifestyles would come into play where cigarette smoking was necessary for me, just due to all the different stresses in my world. And also the company I was keeping, they were smoking cigarettes. So it was just a natural thing for me to do at the time. Well, 2016 rolls around. I visit my parents. I promised them, so I was doing holistic stuff because I was experimenting in holistic industry, and I was thinking like, yeah, I can smoke cigarettes um, and drink kombucha, and that would help me out. Well, it never did. So then, um, so then I said I wasn't going to smoke cigarettes. So and this is before the Jilly Juice was invented. And then I started the Jilly Juice. So I told my parents in 2016 of August I wasn't gonna smoke more cigarettes. I invented Jilly Juice around October, November, and then I started drinking Jilly Juice November, December. I think in January I did smoke one or two cigarettes. And then after that, had no craving for it at all whatsoever. So then, so then, um, where is my? Okay, I know. Okay. So then, I did the Jilly Juice, no cravings whatsoever. I didn't drink a lick of alcohol since like January of 2017. No alcohol. Um, and then when you're avoiding foods or discriminating foods and different things that like alcohol won't kill you, cigarettes won't kill you, none of these things out there. If you do it in moderation, it won't kill you. But not even in moderation. You have to, I mean, yeah, because you have to balance out your body. But then there's that whole fine line of addiction, lifestyle versus just something that you do on an occasional basis if that's, what is involved in an environment that you walk into. So I've been on the Jelly Juice for 4 years, kept a very clean body. I think I changed the Jelly Juice protocol diet to where you can have anything just within this last year. And you can, but if you obviously have, different biochemical imbalances, you're going to want to avoid certain things or eat less of certain things so that way you can balance your body correctly. Like I said, like in my book, sugar isn't the enemy. In my book, sugar isn't the enemy, but if you are obese, don't cut out sugar altogether, but lessen it and drink more of the jelly juice. All right, so there's that. Okay, so we're not discriminating against foods, we're just kind of lessening some of the chemistry that could potentially cause more imbalances and bring in more chemistry that will balance out the body correctly. And there are specific measurable results and indicators that you know what you're doing is correct. Okay, so, so yes, so I changed the protocol to where like there's no discrimination, didn't smoke or drink, totally kept a very clean everything. And then I'm invited to go to this bachelorette party. And, what do you do at a bachelorette in a cabin in the woods? Well, at first I'm like, I'm going to go there and I'm just not going to smoke. I'm not going to do any kind of drinking. I'm just going to watch. I'm like, I get there. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to see I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to smoke because everyone's smoking. So I'm going to smoke cigarettes. I'm going to drink alcohol. And yeah, and guess what? I smoked a bunch of cigarettes. Big deal. I remember how to smoke cigarettes. I was like, oh my God, for the first time since 2017, I smoked cigarettes in 3 years. Holy crap. And then they were doing shots. I said, fine, I'll do some freaking shots. So I was doing shots of, God, I don't know, doing jello shots. I was doing, shit, little tiny beers, the liqueur and the whipped cream. I was drinking the moonshine, whatever. And even though it was like mildly, and I was smoking a lot of cigarettes, and it was mildly a little bit inebriated, but it wasn't over the top. It was not. It was like the most chilling, calming thing ever. Like I wasn't feeling drunk at all. And you would think with the amount of alcohol I was drinking, other people, like I felt kind of bad because this girl I stayed up really late with, she was drinking with me because we stayed up hella late. We stayed up till past 3 in the morning. The guys went home to the other house, and I was like, I'm still awake, and I'm like, hey, let's do more shots. And so we did more shots, and I was you see some of the pictures on my Facebook. There's like, all of us in a hot tub passing around a jug. I mean, of moonshine. It has apple cinnamon, and I'm just drinking it. And people are like, "What the hell, Jillian? You're mad dogging this moonshine." And I'm like, "Yeah, this feels great." And, I was just like in this wonderful state of just euphoria, but it wasn't over the top. I didn't feel any spins. I didn't feel incoherent. I was walking fine. No anger issues, no nothing issues. And so, and not, I mean, I was laughing a little bit, but that's about it. And I stayed up hella late. I was still, drinking with this chick, and we were doing shots even at the end of the night. And finally, I went to bed, and, I didn't even pass out. I just went to bed, went to sleep, woke up at like 6, almost 7. Everyone was still passed out. And I went about my day. And I smoked some cigarettes, went out there on the deck in this beautiful forest in Hocking County, in Hocking Hills, which is like a beautiful, beautiful, just greenery. We were in the forest. And I was just like, just really relaxing and smoking the cigarettes. My husband left some cigarettes at my friend's house. And I just took them. I'm like, hey, I said maybe I'd give to him when I got there. Not that the bride knew, but we knew that the groom was going to be around, but she didn't know. So I kept the cigarettes, and I was like, I'm smoking. So I was smoking like a whole pack of cigarettes in 2 days, plus a few borrowed bummed cigarettes. And and then so yesterday, I was smoking up until I left, and then as soon as we drove off the property, I don't need to smoke, I don't need to drink. I have no desire, even though my husband smokes. Now, my husband smokes every day, okay? But I have no desire. But it was like that I was in an environment where I knew smoking and drinking was going to be the thing of the day. I like smoking. But it's the chemistry, it's the atmosphere that brings up the smoking and the drinking. I don't have a gig every weekend where I'm going to be in an environment where smoking and drinking are the things I'm going to do. Now, if I happen to be in that kind of environment where smoking and drinking is the common thing, then I would be doing a lot of the J juice just to counter it. I haven't done J juice at all yet. I will probably do it tomorrow. I'm just going to relax today. When I came home, I took a major poop and got everything out. But I absolutely have no desire right now to drink, to smoke. I'm just relaxing, just you know, getting used to a new atmosphere again, because that was like from Friday to Sunday. So that's a good 48 hours. Half of Friday and half of Sunday that we were doing the partying. So half of Friday, all of Friday night, and then most of Friday day, because we all of Friday day, and then half of Sunday. I wasn't drinking on Sunday. I drank a little bit on Saturday, but not really, because my dog was not. It was getting kind of anxiety ridden with all this activity, because she's not used to all this activity, and she handled everything well. But I just want to let you know that when your liver is really, really after you've healed and sealed, and your liver is so clean, like super clean, um, you'll be able to handle drinking and smoking on an occasional basis, and it's not going to work against you. So, anyways, that's my story about drinking and smoking, and I'm going to go and relax, hang out with my husband. But I want to do a Facebook Live because just to show you what it's like after a weekend of debauchery, and you've seen the pictures, and my body is balanced enough to handle a change in the environment because it's about adaptation. Can you adapt to new environments and your body doesn't go into a complete like upset of homeostasis where you feel pain, you have all these symptoms? Because that's what hangovers are. Is that the body was, had this all this biochemistry come to surface because you're drinking and smoking, doing whatever, and then you wake up the next morning and you're not drinking it, and the body now has to go and adapt to a new environment of no drinking and no smoking. That's why they say the hair that bit the dog is what helps people get over hangovers because it's still bringing back the evening, the night before's environment. So the body's able to adapt quicker instead of, when you wake up one morning and you're like basically cold turkey, not drinking. And so I didn't have to do any hair of the dog. I drank so much, my body was able to filter it out and compartmentalize. No incoherency, no drunk and real. I mean, I just was feeling like just chill. It was just it was just nice. And I drank a shit ton of alcohol and I was not even, I wasn't even swaying. So I'm going to test this down the road where, I'm going to test it again with stuff that I know and see how that works. But we'll see. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Happy Monday. Bye.